Hello, my name is Wale Ogunjobi and you're welcome to another edition of Reinvent Yourself. And today we'll be talking about a fantastic topic, and it is how to build your brand as a proof of concept for the next big opportunity that you have been looking for. And I'm going to give you a step-by-step guide on how you can get to a point where your own personal brand becomes a proof of concept that other clients would see, and then they begin to patronize you or begin to do business with you. When clients or potential clients come to you, they are looking for proof that you can deliver what you say you can in your business. So in looking for proofs, they are looking for some of your previous jobs. They're asking you for your portfolio. They're asking you for some of your track records, just so that they can be sure that you can deliver what you say you can. But at the very beginning of your business, whether you're a freelancer or you're transitioning from paid employment to setting your own outfit, the problem becomes, what portfolio do I give to those potential clients? And that's why, for me, I believe that your own personal brand can become that proof of concept that you then send to the client, and then the client feels like if you can deliver these for yourself, then I want to trust you with whichever service I need from you. And another thing that I want you to know is the fact that you can't sell or you can't give something you don't have, which means that for you to be able to deliver a service for a client, it means that you should have experienced it personally. And for me, that's one of the things that I advise business people. Not just to say you can deliver something, or you say you have an expertise in an area, and then it doesn't reflect in your own person, right? I'm still going to explain, a lot of things around this, but I'm just trying to lay the foundation. So there's a part of the scripture that explains this concept of you having an hands-on experience, or you building your own brand before, as a proof of concept, before you help other people work on their businesses or provide services to them. And that scripture is really fascinating. When I saw that scripture, it really blew my mind. And I'm talking about Matthew chapter 7 verse 3 to 5. Matthew 7 verse 3 to 5. I'm going to read the New King James Version. It says, "And why do you look at the speck in your brother's eyes, but do not consider the plank in your own eye?" Verse 4 of that scripture, it says, "Or how can you say to your brother, 'Let me remove the speck from your eye,' and look, a plank is in your eye?" That's powerful. Verse 5, which is the last verse I want to read for now. It says, "Hypocrite, first remove the plank from your own eye, and then you would see clearly to remove the speck from your brother's eyes. Now, a lot of people interpret this scripture differently, but I'm interpreting it differently. And I'm not looking at it from the perspective of sin or perspective of iniquity. No, that's for another, topic and subject matter. But I'm looking at it from the standpoint of you not being able to prove yourself first before you now begin to market yourself that you can offer those services to others. Which means that for you to provide a professional service for someone, you need to have proven yourself either by using yourself as the brand, working on yourself, or using someone else that have paid you as a client. But I'm really talking about a point where you don't even have your first client yet. How do you get to a point where you are not just a theoretical person? How do you get to a point where you have proven it, and then with those knowledge and understanding and experience, you want to help other people, right? A lot of business people actually default when it comes to this. A lot of them want to offer professional services, and then they are not even looking the part. You don't feel the vibe. I don't know if you understand what I mean. For instance, you are offering someone a bespoke, wear, maybe a 3-piece suit. And then as a fashion designer, you're not looking that part. There's nothing on your page or portfolio or you as a person that you have even experienced what you are trying to sell to others. There's none of your picture, nothing shows you as someone that also wear that kind of 3-piece suit. And I'm just going to say this, that before you can help others, solve the problem in their business, or maybe build their personal brand or business, you must build your own. When you focus on building your own brand first, you are not just offering advice. It's not theoretical. You are providing a blueprint based on your first-hand experience, because you have done it for yourself. You have done it for others. Then what you'll be providing for your ideal client would be hands-on experience. I'll take myself for example. When I wanted to start my personal branding company or my personal branding business, I didn't have an HNI that I could work with. And what did I do? I started working on myself, working on my brand. And I worked on my brand to a point where other people began to see what I was doing for myself. And they were blown away, they were fascinated how I was able to, build my brand from, 0.2 to 0.9/10. And then even without marketing myself, they began to reach out to say, hey, I see what you're doing. I see what you've done for yourself. Is this something you can do for me? Is this something you do commercially? And that was how I landed my first HNI that I delivered a personal branding project for. And that's how it starts. Whether you are a tech person or you're a creatives, you're a photographer, you are telling people that you can take the best portrait for them in Manchester or United Kingdom or maybe in Africa. Personally, how many portraits do you have? When you're sending your portfolio or your websites to the clients, can they see that yes, you have also partaken of what you want to offer, your services? Right? Because they're looking, they want to see that what you want to offer them is reflecting in you as a person, as a brand. Whether you are an event manager, whichever thing services you offer, you're an event manager and then your wedding happened and the organization was a flop, people won't take you seriously because you were not able to bring that skill, that capacity you say you have to what is yours. And the truth is, sometimes your potential clients, they're just watching afar to see how you're able to internalize and express what you say you want to offer to them personally, to your own business, your own brand, or to your own function. So imagine an event manager having a very organized wedding for herself. Everything is top notch, everything is on point, from the entry to the serving of the food to the seating arrangement. And then after the successful wedding, even without marketing to people, do you know people can begin to ask, who is in charge of managing this wedding? And just by doing an excellent event management for yourself, you can get your next customers or your next contract. I think this is one of the things that is really missing, especially for the young creatives or the young entrepreneurs trying to break into getting top clients for their business. I think this might be the missing link or the missing gap.